RCR, to me, is probably one of the most innovative manufacturing companies in Australia. It's been a wonderful journey where we've spent most of our time creating new machines and being incredibly innovative. With that, we've built fantastic friendships, camaraderie, and built a business around solving client problems. We're in very humble facilities in Wilson Road in Bunbury, and when I say humble, by engineering standards, they were humble. And they used to flood every year, at least twice. And I had sort of moved into the management role, and I was really keen to get us some decent accommodation. I wasn't very successful with the board by asking, so on one of these flooding days, one of my colleagues brought in their surf ski and paddled around the yard in the surf ski, which was well photographed, and then I slipped it into the board documents that I had to go and represent, but I did it secretly. So I think that was one of the memorable moments because we actually relocated pretty quickly.
Originally, when we first took it over, it really was only a small fabrication and machining company operating in the southwest. Our desire was to see that company grow into a construction arm as well as being a machining company, and also to grow the range of equipment that RCR provided at the time. And also at that stage, we were manufacturing very small apron feeders mainly for the gold industry. And it was an objective of ours to also move our equipment to be viewed as an equipment supplier, especially for the iron ore industry. And over a number of years, we managed to achieve that.
Never forget, we were building quite small apron feeders for the gold industry. Some of those were going offshore to Africa, and we managed to win an order for a very large apron feeder for Argyle diamonds. It was a quantum leap in what we were doing, 7 metres to 21 metres in length, and a very big piece of equipment. Our workshops weren't suited to that style of construction, but we delivered it. And I think that was a defining moment where a lot of the majors in the iron ore industry suddenly thought, well, maybe we can buy these apron feeders from RCR. Because also then the community recognised that RCR was here to stay, and the company went through tremendous growth. Robe River came to us and said, we've got too much clay in our product and we don't know how to fix it, but we know that you do this sort of stuff for the mineral sands industry. Again, the team said, oh yeah, well, we can do that. And then we put the first scrubbing plants into iron ore at Robe River, and they were immediately successful. So successful, within a year, they bought a second one. Iluka Resources came to us and asked us to develop a machine that was relocatable or mobile for their mineral sands processing. It hadn't been done before anywhere in the world. In very humble facilities, we built these 3 large mobile pieces of equipment. We assembled them at our paint yard that used to be out in Dardanup. Each machine weighed over 300 tonnes. We broke it down, we transported it to Victoria, we reassembled it, and virtually from day one, it was an outstanding success. So that was a very defining moment for the company. We didn't get an opportunity to R&D it. The machines themselves were the R&D. And whilst we're just about to commission that, Iluka came to us and said, well, we've got another deposit Jacinta Ambrosia, could you reckon you could come up with another machine? This time, we want it all on one machine. We don't want 3 machines. So we hadn't even commissioned the first one. So our prototype wasn't finished. And I said yes, of course, because that's what I always did. And most of the engineers looked at me in dismay. In less than 12 months, we delivered that machine and won another Engineering Excellence Award, which is very rare to win them back to back in the same category. All of a sudden, we were building turnkey plants that were mobile. And then we went on a journey for probably the next 2 decades of building plants, and we're still doing it. The 3rd day after NRW bought us, we were up and running at full steam. But during that period, again, the ability to adapt to the situation, we stuck together. You know, the business was nothing if we lost any people, and I think, you know, the people in NRW knew that as well. We had a lot of potential contracts that we could win as long as we stayed together, and we came out the other side fairly quickly. We did. You know, we won those contracts. I can say pretty confidently we never lost a client during that period.
Four years ago, when I came in, we were selling great products and being very innovative, but we weren't necessarily doing everything we could with what we call product support. So really making sure that life cycle, they were getting the most reliability, the highest performance. That requires us to come in and you know, do the servicing, do the asset plans, and really partner with the customers through the full asset life cycle. We've probably almost tripled the amount of work we're doing in the product support space in the last 4 years, and it's really become a core part of why we do what we do. Oh, look, I'm pretty excited about all the innovations that we bring to our clients, and you know, one of the more recent ones, the sealed pan feeder, is pretty important. We just delivered a couple of those for Fortescue in their train unloading outcomes, and we've been able to do that very well, and it's really changed the way that they operate. And one of our engineers on site had a maintenance person walk up to the team of people he was with. They didn't know he was RCR, and just said, how can we have more of these everywhere? It's just changing, you know, the way that clients have to deal with things and reducing the maintenance, improving the reliability, and yeah, it's pretty exciting. For the next 50 years, it's really about taking those same solutions to new customers, to our global customers, and bringing that same value that we've been able to do in the Australian market to the global market.